Hello everyone, my name is MrNJersey and welcome back to my channel. In this video we're going to be covering the update as of today, which is 0.10.37. As always, we'll go over the new features and changes we made and finally we'll test them out here in the world of Stormworks. But before we get started, if you are enjoying these videos, don't forget to like and subscribe button and make the little bell icon to be notified for my upcoming content as soon as it gets posted. And while you're watching, let me know your thoughts in the comments below and what else you'd like to see in any of my future videos. So with that all said, let's get straight into it and get started with this week's update. And getting started with this week's update, the devs have gone and made a little bit of a change to the gimbal camera here. They've gone and reworked it and added a couple new features. Now to find the gimbal camera, all you have to do is of course go into your inventory and you can scroll down until you obviously find your cameras. Now you will still be able to find the old one here. And remember, the old one, it can still do its pitch and pivots and field of view and obviously infrared mode, etc. Whereas the new one has got a whole bunch of new features here, which are quite exciting actually. Now it still of course can do the pitch and pivot and it can do its field of view and its infrared mode, but it's got these new features. Now the number one feature here I think everyone is mostly excited for is going to be this new tracker mode. Pretty much what this allows you to do is you can fly or drive wherever you need to do and you can focus the camera on something. As soon as you focus it on something, you can enable the tracking mode. That means you can continue flying your vehicle or driving your vehicle and the camera will stay focused on that target. It will continuously move itself so it stays focused on the target. So really cool. Now with that we can also get a laser now. So the actual gimbal camera's got a laser built into it, so we can go and use the laser to point at things. And of course it also has a laser wavelength. Now this is obviously very useful for using the laser detector, so you can obviously go and track things using that. So that's another story and I'm sure people are going to use this for a multitude of different things. And then lastly, the major other feature that we have for inputs is going to be the stabilizer mode. The stabilizer mode will actually go and stabilize the camera on both pitch and pivot axes, and it will go and keep it nice and level for you. So even if you're moving very fast around in your helicopter or plane, it's going to keep it nice and level. Now we do have two new outputs on the gimbal camera. First off, we're going to have the composite output. This will go and actually output the GPS coordinates of what you are targeting or what you're focusing on. So it's going to send you the X coordinates, the Y coordinates. So this is really quite cool. Along with this, we also get the laser distance. So from us to wherever we've got the laser on, it's going to shoot us the distance here. So once again, very cool here. So I've already got built into my creation. You can see here we've got the Seahawk here. I've just upgraded the gimbal camera at the front. The actual new texture looks pretty cool. It's a little bit different in comparison to the last one. Now, a couple things that you do need to be aware of. This camera doesn't work like the old one. The old one, you would be able to go and obviously use a seat or left and right, whatever it is, to go and actually control the pivots. Now you can still do the same thing here in game, but the thing is, the moment with this new gimbal camera, it will only turn left or right or up and down once you give it a 1 or a -1. Okay, this means like the old one, what you could do is you could press like A, for example, it would shoot 0.3 to it and then would lock at let's say -3 or -0.3. So it would go and pivot to that and stop there. At the moment, it's like a rudder. When you go and turn a rudder, it goes back to its starting point. Exactly the same with this one now. So if you give it a 1, it will go and rotate and it will stop there. So why I'm saying all of this is because with the new tracking mode and with the stabilizer, if you're giving the pitch or the pivot anything but or 0, it's not going to work. The tracking's not going to work and the stabilizer's not going to work. So you have to be giving it a complete absolute 0. Can't be 0.001. So I usually recommend here is probably to go and use some switch boxes. So when you push a button, it will go and rotate. It will use a 1 to go and rotate, and then you let go and it will stop and it will have a 0 number. So just be aware of that if you're having any problems with the new gimbal cameras. Let's go and spawn this in. I've already, obviously, as I said, already gone and hooked everything up. I've actually connected it to one of my lure screens in my Seahawk here. It's been a while since I've used this. I love this helicopter. Let's get everything on. Let's get our engines turned on, our throttles up. We're going to take off in a few seconds. And let's get our nose camera on. Now you can see the camera here. Pretty easy. We can obviously go and move it up and down, left and right as we want. We can zoom in, we can zoom out. So you can see here, I can go and zoom in, etc, etc. Let's just go and take off here. So we'll just go and rotate out of the base here. So I'm just going to move forward a bit. Should be building up our RPS. Brakes are off. Let's go and move forward a bit. Cool. And we're going to take off in a few seconds here. Okay. So we're going to stop to about there. Now you can obviously see the gimbal camera here. We can go and obviously zoom in quite a bit if we want to. We have the camera laser. As you can see, it's a nice little laser that goes and points out just like a normal laser we have in game. So this is pretty cool. I don't see why anyone would just use a normal laser now, because this does exactly the same thing. We can turn that off. We can also go and put the camera stabilization on. So you can see now if I go and move the helicopter, it's actually stabilized that camera, and we can see that by going on the outside here. So it's gone and stabilized it. So that's pretty cool. Obviously it doesn't lock on its target, but it just keeps it nice and stabilized. We can turn the stabilizer off, and lastly we have tracking. So this is the cool thing. So let's go, and I'm going to go and focus this camera now. Let's go and focus it to the left, and let's go up a bit, and let's focus it on a tree, for example. Okay, so you guys can see I'm gone and focused it right over there. Let's go and turn the tracking on, and now watch. If I go and move my helicopter, it's staying on that point. If I move my helicopter to the right, it stays on that point. It continuously will go. Look, I've gone and moved the helicopter way too much, and it's gone straight back to that point. It's gone and snapped up. It's not the quickest of things, but it does work. And you can see it's gone and rotated again, and it keeps on moving and moving and moving, which is really pretty cool. Don't know why we have another gimbal camera underneath there. Might have accidentally placed that. But yeah, this is a really cool feature. You can see here how it's just like tracking that target. Obviously we could do like a flyby here, like you can imagine. Look, I'm gonna go and rotate here towards the harbor, and it's keeping its point, which is really cool. It's gonna focus on that target and continually focus on that target. We can obviously go and rotate the helicopter as much as we want to, and it's still rotating and it's still focusing on that point. We can do a flyby, and this new camera can do a complete 360. Not like the old one where it can only do, let's say, 45 or 60 degrees. This one can do a complete 360, like you can just see here. Whoop, and now it's gone and turned around. This is a really cool feature. And for search and rescue missions, this is going to be great, especially if you're like flying by and you can see, let's say, a boat on fire, or someone on, someone that needs to be rescued. You can quickly go and obviously rotate your camera. Let's just turn off this mode quickly. You can go and rotate your camera and put it to where you need it. So let's just zoom out completely. You can go and put it to where you need it, and then you can turn the tracking on, and then you can obviously carry on flying, and you can keep on watching whatever's happening, let's say in the water, for example. So yeah, this is a cool feature. Obviously I'd love to hear your comments below in what you think of this one. Do you think it's pretty cool? What do you think you're going to be building with it? I'd love to hear you guys' feedback in the comments below of this video, but I think that's a great place to end this video off with. I think it's a cool little update. Obviously we're only about 3 weeks away from the major update here in Stormworks, and it's a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot more content coming your way very shortly. But as always guys, I hope you have enjoyed this video and found it entertaining and informative as always, and we'll see you in the next one.